If you feel like you don't have that confidence and you're having some self-doubt, whether you can do it or not, you're on the verge of giving up, you got to crush that self-limiting beliefs. And if you don't have it right now, I am going to stand here for you to let you know that I believe in you. Okay, each and every one of you ladies, you have the power to do this. You have in full control to do this. I know it's tough. Sometimes we struggle with time, with energy, with motivation. But I'm telling you, there is really a way. If you really want this to happen, there is a way for you to take control and make it happen for you. First of all, I know what when it feels like there's little to no chance of finding success. Okay, I've been there. I wasn't that much overweight. If you saw my before and afters, I'm not like super overweight. I needed to lose some pounds, gave birth to 3 beautiful kids, and I wasn't happy with my looks. Let's be honest, I wasn't really that confident with how I look when I was wearing my clothes, and I wasn't fit really. So I was running out of breath. I wasn't into working out that much. That was my starting point. Everyone comes from a starting point. And I just want to put it out there because I know, I understand the frustration is coming from. And at that time, when I didn't know any better, I blamed so many things. I blamed all the external forces. I blamed everyone around me. I blamed the kids, the family. There's no time. There's just too much to do. I even blame genetics. I just thought my family was a little bit on the heavier side and it runs the genes, and maybe that's just how I was built and how I was born. That's what I usually did, and it was a long journey for me. It's continuous on and off, back and forth, until I hired a coach one day that worked with me one-on-one, and she was amazing. I learned the science, good nutrition and exercise, and I really stayed consistent. She really helped to hold me accountable. And the fact that I needed to be reporting to someone weekly, and I didn't want to disappoint her. So the fact that I had someone to report to is what really made me stick with it. She really helped me learn mindset shifting. So after all of that, that's when I started seeing visible results. I was seeing the fat loss. I was seeing the shape of my body change right before my eyes. That's really when the mental switch happened, and it took a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. It didn't take overnight. I was working with her for about 6 months, and during that 6 months of journey with her, I was still having some self-doubt. I wasn't seeing results. Even if she was telling me I was progressing, I was doing well, there was a point where I didn't believe her, or it just wasn't getting into me. But eventually, after the struggle and the motivation that I get from her, the push that I get from her, that's when it clicked. That's when the mental shift switch clicked. So, and only that when I started to see results and I started to see progress in my strength, physically, mentally, emotionally, that's when the motivation came. That's the only time the motivation came. And that's when I was able to sustain it. So I'm telling you, tough love, I'm going to be honest with you. Motivation is not going to come right now, okay? Don't wait for it. Don't wait for it to happen for you to get up and get going. It's not going to come until you put in the work, you put in the actions, and until you see results. That's when you get the ball rolling, and that's when the word motivation is going to come. So don't depend on motivation. And that's what I want you to take away from this training. I'll provide you with the strategies here to show you how to get to the point of where I am now, where you need motivation. Because sometimes it's not really our friend. Today in this training, my top 2 tips so that we don't struggle with losing weight anymore. So first tip for you is to practice flexibility. And what I mean by that is if your diet and exercise is unenjoyable, it's going to be unsustainable. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, if you're not going to enjoy the process and you're not going to stick to it in the long run, it's kind of, it makes sense, right? So why are you going to force yourself with a diet and exercise if you know you're not going to enjoy the process, and then you'll end up falling from the program, right? So end of story. You have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to find a program that you love or a process that you love in order for it to make it Plus, another thing is, who wants to be miserable 24/7, eating the foods that you don't like, doing the exercises that you hate, right? Why are you going to stick to something if you feel like it's too restrictive? Let's say keto. I always use that as an example because I have a personal experience with keto. If it's something that you enjoy and love and you're seeing results, fine. I don't have anything against it. But it wasn't for me. I wasn't enjoying it. I was missing all my pasta. I love to eat pasta. I love to eat sweets. Sweets are my weakness. And it was making me miserable. It's not something I want to incorporate into my life. So you might be asking, how do you practice this flexibility that I'm talking about? My main point in being flexible is you eat 80% nutrient dense foods, so you have room for 20% for those fun foods, all the sweets that you love, all the carbs, all the bread, all the pasta. Let's stop labeling good versus bad. I like to see food as a fuel. It's fuel to nourish my body. It's not something that you're supposed to avoid, unless of course it makes you sick. Then that's something different, right? But if not, if it's for the purpose of just losing weight, I don't advise people to be restricting themselves for certain types of foods. Okay, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you practice this 80% 20%, then you'll lose the fat or lose the weight. Okay, my tip number 2, so you stop struggling with losing weight. It's going to be a mindset thing. I know I like practical things. I like to give you guys tools, something tangible and you can do, but I'm also a great advocate of doing a lot of inner work, because I believe that if you work from the inside, it manifests outside and makes things just a lot more easier and more fun. So number 2 is clearly define your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this for yourself? Why do you want to lose weight? A lot of common answers that I get usually when I ask this question is usually, I want to lose fat. I just want to build muscles or tone up. I want to feel mentally and physically healthier. I'm telling you, those things are just surface level. The root of most people's motivation lies much deeper than that, than the things that I mentioned. And I want you to dig beyond that surface level. I'm gonna teach you the 5 whys method. This is a process that I use in order to really evaluate myself and to make sure that I know my purpose of why I'm doing. Looking good, feeling good is an icing on the cake. Let's be honest, it feels good when we look good, but that's very superficial. We want to dig deep because we want to have that big why, that big reason that's gonna make us that's gonna anchor us, that's gonna help us stay on the path that we want to stay, and that will, so that we can go to the direction that we want to go and we can reach our goals. My 5 why method is just keep asking whys. First, ask yourself, what is the first thing that comes up when someone asks you why you want to lose weight? For example, you just want to lose weight because you want to look good, you want to be healthy. Next, ask why you chose that answer. Repeat this process maybe 3 to 5 times until you really get to the root of it all. So here's an example. So let's say you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat, you want to look good, you want to feel confident. Why do you want to lose weight? That's the first round. You want to lose weight because I want to be healthy. And again, why do I want to be healthy? So maybe your answer would be, I don't want to develop diabetes like my mom. So diabetes runs in my family, so that's probably one of the reason I would want to stay healthy, because I don't want to get ill as I get older. And then ask another layer of why. So why don't you want to develop diabetes? It's probably an obvious answer is that I saw how much stress being sick cost myself and my family, and I don't want to go through the same struggles. So that's a little deeper than wanting to lose weight, right? I think you get the gist of it. You see where I'm going here. Do you see how we went from a surface level of the number of the scale to something really deep? This is going to help you really stay on track. Your first instinct might say you just want to look good, you want to feel confident, but identifying the deeper why is what's going to keep you going, is what's going to keep you consistent. I hope I drove the message deep enough for you guys. If you're at this point, you think you've tried your best and you've tried anything and everything you can, and you're still struggling to lose, there must be some mental block that's existing right now. You might not know it, that you need to really evaluate yourself, really sit and reflect on your journey and ask yourself, what is it that's holding you back? And you need to figure that out yourself. Only you can figure it out. And only after you identify that mental block, when you're going to see success. After you identify it, work through it, and then I guarantee you're going to see that mental success. A lot of this weight loss, although it manifests physically, a lot of it is inner work. And I have given you so much training and resources. I try for every training that I do, any post that I do, I try my best to give as much as I can. If you know me, I don't hold anything back. Please use it to your advantage and be on your way to your dream body, to your dream. But if you're someone, even with these resources that we have and tools that we have available, if you're still someone that's needing for someone else to hold your hand, to show you the right way to lose weight, if you just want to save time and from jumping from one diet, from one program to another, if you're tired of this guessing game of seeing what works and what doesn't, then I'm just personally inviting you to apply for my one-on-one coaching program. I guide you step by step. Okay, I hold your hand step by step, show you, and so you can go through your last transformation. We can make this happen together. You can do this alone. I'm telling you, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of resources out there just on this group alone, and there's the internet on the tip of your fingers, right? You can do this alone, but if you want to make it happen now, if you want to accelerate the process, before I move on, weight loss is not a fast thing. If you keep guessing, if you keep trying stuff here and there, it's going to take you longer than what you're supposed to. But if you want to accelerate it fast and as healthily, as sustainably as possible, this is the time to maybe work with a coach. And if you're interested, please shoot me a DM. Let's chat and see if we're both a good fit for each other. I don't work with just anyone. I have to be working with someone that's a good fit, who's willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work, because I know my program works, my coaching works, it works for me, I've worked with several people already and it works, I've seen results. But if you're the type who's not going to be willing to put in the work, and if we don't vibe, then it's not going to work. And I don't want that to happen to you, and I don't want that to happen to the success rate of my programs. So if you've been on the fence looking for some help, accountability, personalized approach, this is your sign. I'm inviting you. Shoot me a DM. I hope this training has provided some light to you. I hope this training did it for you too. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.